Hello, this is X-Star-Killer-X here, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're going to be starting another series by looking at why every card is banned. Yes, it may sound a lot, but we are going to be looking at each card individually and discussing why it is banned and my personal opinion as well, as well as some facts, of course, why it was actually banned. So, in this video, we're going to be looking at a bunch of the effect monsters that are on the list currently and why they are banned. So the first card we're going to discuss is the, if I say this right and don't butcher it, Alpo Quiphort Towers. Probably just butchered it, but oh well. Now, the reason that this card is banned is if you look at one of its effects, it is, if this card is normal summoned or set, it is unaffected by spell trap cards and by activated effects from any monster whose original level or rank is lower than this card's current level. So in other words, this card is immune to literally everything that isn't 11 stars or higher as a monster wise, which makes it OP as hell. So next up we have a Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos. Now the reason that I believe this is banned, it is near enough can keep using itself and getting itself back and repeating and essentially keeps looping itself. I believe you can do this. Well, first up, you can get, if it goes to the graveyard, you can get it back by banishing 2 other fire or dragon type monsters, special summoning it back to the field, and then after that it'll go back to your hand at the end of the turn. But then it has another effect which allows you to discard this card and one other to destroy a card on the field, and then when it's in the graveyard you can banish it. It just keeps looping itself, and basically this card will never go away unless you banish it. And it can get really, really OP as well. And when it is banished, you can add 1 fire dragon type monster deck to your hand, so you can just add another one of these. So essentially this one just loops itself and it is really hard to get rid of. Chaos Emperor Dragon is up next. This one explains itself why it is banned. Simply pay 1,000 of your life points and send all cards from both players' hands and on the field to the graveyard, and inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent's life points for each card that is sent to your graveyard. So there is literally no explanation of why this card is banned. It is OP as fuck. Next up is Cyberjar, which is quite obvious yet again why this card is banned. So let's have a quick look. So the strong monsters on the field when it is flipped over, not too bad, but say there is other cards that are such as Dark Owl for example, but that is not why it is banned. The next bit is why it gets stupid. Then both players reveal the top 5 cards of their decks and special summon all level 4 allowed monsters in offensive attack or face down defense position. No restrictions or anything, just summon a lot. And then after this, add the remaining cards to your hand. So there's literally no minus to this. It is OP as hell. You can essentially use this, set it one turn, your opponent attacks, wipes the board, you'll special summon and then XZs galore on this one. So that is why this card is banned. It is insane. So next up is Cyberstein. Pretty straightforward again why this card is banned. Pay 5,000 life points, special summon one fusion monster from your fusion deck. Just straight up, 5,000 life points, get a fusion summon. So in other words, summon this, get Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Or straight out some other card which is useful for the deck. There is, I believe I heard, that this card is getting put back in the OCG soon, or has been. So you never know, there may be a future for this card. But right now, you can clearly tell why this card is banned. A free fusion. Next up is another, it might not be as obvious, but if you think about it, it is a very OP card. Destiny Hero Disc Commander. When this card is special summon from the graveyard, draw 2 cards. I'm almost 1,000% sure that there is probably a way you can loop this in order to essentially draw if you had Exodia in your deck on the first turn. So that is why this card is banned. It's probably loopable, and if it isn't, then you could just normal summon it, or say discard it, and then use card effect to get it back and do some sort of fancy loop with that. So there's going to be a way you can loop this card in order to get Exodia first turn. So next up we have the Djinn Releaser of Rituals. So the first effect for this card, allowing you to use it as a ritual material from the graveyard by banishing it, is pretty good, but that's not the reason this is banned. The next effect is why it is banned, in my personal opinion. If a player ritual summons using this card, the other player cannot special summon while that ritual summon monster is fed on the field. So you ritual summon it using this and your opponent can't do shit. Next up is everybody's favourite card, Elemental Hero Stratos. So, in the current meta, this card has no reason still to be banned, and I don't know why they have unbanned it, but during the reign of the Elemental Heroes, I can see why this card was banned. And this card is summoned literally in any way, normal or special. You can either destroy spells and trap cards up to the number of heroes you control except that one, or add a hero monster from your deck to your hand. So this could create so many shenanigans in a hero deck, it is not funny, and it's probably a good reason why this is banned back in the day, but at the minute there is literally no reason why this is still banned. Fiber Jar. Now this card needs obliterating and never ever being made to come back into the game. Using its effect, essentially you reset the game. Because when it just flipped, each player shovels all cards from their hand, field and graveyard into the deck and then shovels 5 cards. You completely reset the game, except for the life points of course, which can really mess people up all to the advantage. It's just a really annoying card and never needs to see the light of day again. So last up for this episode is Fishborg Blaster. Now this is unbelievable, the shenanigans you can get up to with this card. If you control level 3 or lower water monster, you can discard 1 card special summon this from the graveyard, which is right insane. If this thing is in your graveyard, you could special summon it to the field, do a synchro summon for example, as long as it is water, because that's the requirement on the card, send this to the graveyard, and then get it back again and keep doing loads of shenanigans. Just synchro summon for days. And get ridiculous cards out in the first turn, and probably wipe your opponent out in the first turn as well. So so much shenanigans can be done with this. It deserves to be banned. Okay, so you enjoyed this first episode. Don't forget to push the like button, leave a comment down below. Of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you wish, you can follow me on Twitter. Link down below as always. So that's been it. Thank you so much for watching. I've been XStarQRX. I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video.